Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to Boxing Unwrapped. Alright, clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. It's Boxing Unwrapped. More misunderstood than VAR at the Women's World Cup. I'm Ryan.
Misunderstood and misused, I would say, Ryan.
Oh, guys,
I'm Andrew.
welcome to What the F is the Boxing News, the boxing show that gives you all the stuff you need to know from last week, all the fights that are coming up this week, and all the shit going down in the world of boxing. So, Andy, do you want to tell the good people what we've got in store for them this week?
I do. I think this might be a record-breakingly short episode. So I don't know whether that'll bring the listeners in their droves or drive them away. But maybe it'll be indicative as to how we're really received, depending on what our viewing figures do this week. Anyway, we're going to be looking at what the F are the results from the past week. We're going to be looking at what the F are the fights this weekend. Goodness me. Summer break, yes. What the F went wrong last week. Just one thing that I thought to touch on. I couldn't find much else. We've got a fair chunk of random news to sink our teeth into. We will, of course, be doing our favourite feature every week, talking about what grinds our gears. And Ryan's really going for it this week, I believe.
I've got something to wind me right up, like.
And we will, as usual, of course, round off with a little bit of listener comment.
Well, also, before we kick off this week, I do want to welcome our first Boxing Unwrapped ambassador, William Anderson. Welcome to being a Boxing Unwrapped ambassador. And remember, if you want to be a Boxing Unwrapped ambassador, just email us at boxing.unwrapped@gmail.com and you will become part of the team. So, welcome aboard, William. He's also trying to hit us up for sponsorship money, but the only for his boxing. But the only problem is we don't have any. So, if we can grow the listener numbers, all the monetization will go to William. You can get those 2 or 3 pence that we'll get. Let's dive right into what the F are the results from last week.
Should we start Friday? Is it Friday night at York Hall?
Friday night at York Hall, everyone's favourite. Now, I just do want to say something about this, right? Which I thought was really interesting.
Please, Ryan. Please do.
Is that it was live on YouTube.
Yeah, we flagged that last week.
Yeah, but I just think, like, this is a fucking thing that they all need to be getting involved in, right? Because it was actually pretty shit hot. Like, the cameras were all good. Like, it was obvious. It must have used, like, the ESPN Plus stream. Mm-hmm. You know, so it was fucking great. Like, I would say more of this, guys. More of this.
I think because it was IFL TV, wasn't it? And they've started like kind of dibble dabbling in the world of like showing kind of a few different like live events and stuff. But I mean, it tends to be kind of like, I guess the lower end's not quite the right word, but not like the super popular stuff. But they're giving it a go. They're dipping their toe in the water, aren't they?
Yeah,
the more
totally.
boxing on TV, the better.
Right, so Ohara Davies versus Miguel Vasquez. Man, what's happened to Ohara Davies, by the way? Right?
Well, I mean, so just to clarify, so he won the fight. It was one of these as per the, is it like the British Boxing Board of Control's rules, isn't it? If it's not like a championship one, then the referee is the scorer for the fight. Yeah. So he was given the decision 97-94, much to everyone, including his own sort of disbelief. So he was lucky to escape with the victory. He sort of, I can't remember which hand it was. He injured himself, or he had a problem during the middle rounds, and Vasquez kind of had a go at him at that point and sort of stepped up his level, but it was pretty pedestrian affair. Pretty uninspiring stuff, and I don't know. I guess the question is now: Ohara Davies was like a super hot prospect, and then of course there was the whole thing with he was expected to beat Taylor. He was more highly touted at that point than Taylor was. Taylor kind of destroyed him, and then since then he's been beaten by Catterall as well, hasn't he? And that was a pretty dull affair. And then obviously he's like losing, or he's just scraping through fights like this. I don't know. I think it's difficult to see that there's like much prospect of him kind of reaching the kind of higher levels now. I think he's just going to be like a domestic level fighter. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. There's nothing to suggest to me that he's going to suddenly vastly improve.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's going to go up in levels at all, unless there's something changes. Like I think he's gone from like prospect to not spect. Like I just think like, maybe he needs to find something else to do. Like I just can't see a position where he's now going to step up in levels to like a world level.
No.
I don't think it's going to be possible.
No.
So, yeah.
So prove us wrong, young man. Prove us wrong.
Prove us wrong. So, shall we talk about my boy Richard Comey versus Raimundo Beltran?
Your boy who definitely is working at world class level, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, the one thing I would say about him against Beltran, now maybe this is because like he hasn't fought, he's come back from injury, is that like he did leave himself quite open throughout the fight. He was very open and willing to take some punches from Beltran. Like and I think if it comes a point where he's fighting Lomachenko and he's that open, he's gonna get absolutely ended. Because you can't leave yourself that open against Lomachenko. But he's quick, he's fast, and like I think for the weight, he's a pretty big guy actually.
Yeah,
I agree. So it doesn't look like his hand is troubling him as well.
It was more troubling Beltran's face than that.
Yeah, totally.
That was what was the most troubled thing in the contest. So he dropped him. He dropped him twice in the opening round, again in the fifth, and then the fight was stopped. Even though Beltran beat the count in the eighth, the referee said no more Beltran. Beltran, who it should be said failed to make weight, so Comey's belt wasn't on the line. So I don't think Beltran's not really. I think he's like a bit older, isn't he? I think he's kind of gone up and down the weights a bit. So I think he was obviously struggling to make weight and wasn't in the best. But Comey looks good. Looks powerful.
It does. Yeah, definitely. Like it doesn't look like he didn't look like he was like worried about his hand as well. It didn't look like he was worried about it, which was something I was thinking like, oh, is he going to be like pulling punches? But he fucking didn't like. He's a little bit.
So, be curious to see what happens next for him. I mean, given that we're the ones supposed to be providing information to people, I probably shouldn't ask this, but Lomachenko Campbell's still not been confirmed properly.
No, but it has been confirmed in terms of like it's at the O2. Remember, because I messaged you to say I got really upset because they've got no imagination. They should be doing fucking whole.
Yeah, right. But I thought like Campbell came out and said in a message, "Oh, don't believe everything you hear. That it's not been confirmed."
Well, the last thing I saw, it was confirmed, but
yeah, the WBC
31st of August
before, and then Campbell said, "Yes."
Yeah, so it's 31st of August, but the WBC cancelled its purse bid because the negotiations were successful. So that was last week. Yeah. But I mean, fuck knows.
My point was that Campbell was saying, like, you shouldn't believe, even though the WBC had confirmed that it was taking place, Campbell came out and tweeted, actually, don't believe what you're reading is not quite confirmed yet, even though it was the WBC that came out and said it had been confirmed.
But that's WBC all over the place, like,
Right, okay, so just to clarify, I just looked this up. So, right. It's saying that there's not been an official announcement about it, but the official announcement is imminent. So it is going to go ahead. We're pretty much sure it's going to go ahead at 31st of August, and it will be at the O2.
Yeah.
Which you are very upset about.
I'm very upset about. Like,
but
very
you still
upset.
want to go.
I would want to go, but I would much rather it have been in Hull, actually, to be honest, than London. Like, I mean, fucking hell. Anyway, right. Shall we talk about Providence, Rhode Island? We can start off with Demetrius Andrade versus Magic Sulecki. Mm-hmm. Andrade did exactly what we thought he was going to be doing.
To be honest, I thought he did more. I thought he was more dominant and more comprehensive than I thought he was going to be. I thought he looked really good. I was really impressed.
He did, but I mean, like Sulecki, because obviously he dropped Sulecki like pretty much immediately.
Yeah, he dropped him in the first round. Yeah.
Caught him on the top of the head, and like, I mean, Sulecki he didn't look like he was ever going to trouble Andrade, at all.
He was flummoxed. He actually said he was really candid in his post-fight interview. Sulecki was, and he said, "I didn't know what to do with him." I'm not quoting, by the way. This is effectively what he said. He said, "I didn't know what to do with him. I couldn't work him out. I couldn't hit him. He kept moving. He was too fast. Like he was so good." Is basically what he said. Yeah. And Sulecki's not a mug.
No.
He's a top 10 fighter, and Andrade like proper schooled him more convincingly. Unless I'm getting myself confused, schooled him much more convincingly. And I know we don't like to do A versus B versus C, but schooled him much more convincingly than Danny Williams did a year ago, I think. Now, take from that what you will, but what I'm taking from it is that maybe Andrade is super good.
It'll be interesting to see what happens now in terms of middleweight, like because it's all a little bit up in the air with like, is Alvarez changing weight? Is he staying? Is he is he like, what the fuck is he doing? Andrade Gennady Golovkin, is Alvarez going to fight Gennady Golovkin again? Are they not? What the fuck? It would be quite interesting to see like him fight someone who is actually at the very top end of the scale.
I would like to see it. He's called them out. He's saying that they all like he's saying Canelo needs to fight him and stop being a joker. Yeah. By the way, did I say Danny Williams?
Yeah, you did say Danny Williams.
I of course meant Danny Jacobs. I suddenly thought, what? Just what? Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs, sorry. But yeah, no, Andrade called out in a kind of fairly prolonged way, called out Canelo after the fight. So I'd be curious to see. I was really impressed with how he fought. I think he would cause anyone in the division trouble. And I saw someone had written a comment, which I totally agree with, that it would have been actually very interesting to see how he and British boxing's favourite idiot, Billy Joe Saunders, would have got on in a fight, because they were obviously about to fight when Saunders failed the drugs test. So
should we talk, because we didn't actually flag it as part of the undercard, but should we talk about Joseph Parker for a minute against Alex Lipai?
Lipai
when Samoans collide.
When one Samoan has a very resilient face.
He does, man. Like, my boy Dave Caldwell, like, during the fight, he was like, they just need to take him out. He's made his money. Like, this isn't for a belt. He just needs to, like, stop now.
Caldwell's really hilarious doing his co-commentating, but I actually really, really like. I think he's a kind of younger guy, not the kind of the head Sky commentator, but the younger guy who does the commentary now for the non-massive fight nights. I can't remember his name, but anyway, him and Caldwell I thought make a great double act, for a commentary. Caldwell's just like,
really funny.
What's he doing? They need to take him out. He's getting hit so much, but then he says something like intelligent as well. He's really good. I think he's not like, because he's not been doing it that long, he's not as kind of like guarded or saying things in the particular way. So you get more kind of like candid comment from it, more kind of like actual kind of engaged comments. But it's funny as fuck. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really funny. Really, really funny. But I must say, Joseph Parker was very underwhelming.
I wasn't sure which way you were going with that. I thought you were going to say, I must say, Joseph Parker looked quite the fighter. But no, underwhelming.
Underwhelming. Like, I think... I mean, Lepi must be incredibly durable. He must come from the, like, fucking Derek Chisora school of durability.
Do you know who's knocked him out in his career?
Derek Chisora?
No. I don't think so.
Danny Williams?
Danny Jacobs, no.
Danny Jacobs, yeah.
No. Who would be the most the most unlikely person as a heavyweight? The least
Tyson
heavy-handed.
Fury.
No, even less heavy-handed than Tyson Fury.
Oh, fuck. Daniel.
You mention him every week.
God, my mind's gone blank now. I don't know who.
Kevin Johnson.
No fucking way. Fucking hell.
Kevin Johnson knocked him out in 2012. 9th round TKO.
Oh, that was peak Kevin Johnson though. That was back in the day when Kevin Johnson was like more than just Kevin Johnson. The head.
Oh, me. So yeah, but that did stand out. But yeah, I don't know. Parker's a kind of interesting one. I never feel like he's that much of a kind of front foot fighter when he's up against even a reasonable. I don't think he's like a natural, like super aggressive, come forward fighter. Mm-hmm. Like I just don't know if that's his sort of style. I don't know.
But if you can't knock someone out who doesn't move, then you've got a problem. And like I think this was supposed to be his like US debut, like make a name for himself and stuff. And like like Dave Caldwell was like saying he was like I'm surprised that people are still in their seats and they haven't left. Yeah, if this is Vegas, they would have left.
Yeah, exactly. They were both like, this isn't comfortable to watch anymore. They're like, I'm not enjoying this. But they stopped short of going, you should turn this over, it's rubbish.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Oh, jeez. So anyway, we'll see what Parker does next. He wants to fight, there was chat of him fighting, well, he wants to fight Ruiz, funnily enough. But but like, I think he's going to get in the queue. But Chisora, maybe, if Chisora wins his fight, later in the month, talking about potential fight with Chisora. Don't know. Maybe. Yeah, why not?
Why not? And obviously as well, Cal Yafai retained his WBA super flyweight world title with a unanimous win over Norberto Jimenez.
Looking for the big fights now.
Yeah, totally.
Apparently, so he says.
Now we've got a Charlo. We've got a Charlo.
We've got a Charlo. Ring the Charlo alert bell. Bing, bing, bing.
Ding, ding, ding. So we had a Charlo that won unanimous decision against Brandon, not to be confused with Brian Adams.
He won by basically, yeah, like a shutout in the scorecards. 120, 108, 120, 108, 119, 109. That's not quite a unanimous shutout. But anyway, he was expected to, I think, probably do it in more style, like I get a stoppage. Adams is not like a super high level opponent, so. But anyway, we'll see what he does next. Right.
He could
fight someone decent would be a start. But,
I could fight Brian Adams. I'd watch that.
Watch that all summer long.
Yeah. Oh, summer of '69. Every night.
Oh, balls. That didn't work. It didn't work.
Right,
I was confused. I'm sorry, everyone.
Let's move on to what the F are the fights this weekend.
Yeah, I kept looking at this to see, have I missed something? And I don't think I have. So the one fight that we can flag is Nordine Ubali versus Arthur Villanova, which is in Astana, which for all you non-geography buffs is in Kazakhstan. Now, from from what I can see, this is going to be on YouTube.
Nice.
So it's just going to be on YouTube. Now, it's apparently going to be at 10 o'clock. Is that UK time? It's quite far over. Are they going to fight in the middle of the night in Kazakhstan for the purposes of some TV? Anyway, you can look it up, guys. But apparently, yeah. So it's saying, my sources tell me it's going to be on Saturday evening, and you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. Apparently, and Bali will be defending his WBC bantamweight title. And well, I mean, that's it. Hopefully, we won't see Andy Murray and Venus Williams arguing, or fighting. Serena Williams, right?
Is it not Venus? Is it Serena? It's not. No, it's Venus. It's Venus. Is it Serena?
It's Serena.
Hold on, I'm going to check this, right? Because I thought it was Venus.
Well, clearly.
Oh, it is Serena. They're definitely winning. They're definitely winning.
They'll win that. So
they've fucking won that, right? There's no point even watching it, actually, but it's a fucking shutout. Jesus Christ. If Andy Murray's hip holds out, they're fucking... I mean, Serena Williams will beat two people at once. She's just that good.
It's just that good. So that's your tennis update for the week. Wimbledon is taking place, guys. So, we will be keeping you up to date on that as well. So
yeah.
But that's literally, I think, well, it's definitely not literally the only boxing on, but it's the only boxing of note that I can find happening this week.
Well, and it will, there's a bunch of fights coming, July. There's a bunch of really good shit coming in July, so... that's okay. We're all right to have a little bit of drought for the rain that's about to happen.
The rain. There is actually a lot coming up, yeah. From the next few weeks are going to be a lot busier, yeah.
Well, then let's move on to what the F went wrong last week.
Well, I mean, to be honest, this was almost basically corrected within the episode, and I still am not fully clear on it, but we did say that there was, for the Thurman and Pacquiao fight, that there was no VADA testing, and we were kind of I guess it could have been interpreted that we're saying that there's not drugs testing going on. Now, lots of people associated with the fighters have come out and said that there is a strict and stringent drugs regime, and it will be conducted by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, or overseen by Nevada State Athletic Commission rather than VADA. But what's really still, as far as I can see, not come out is a particularly plausible and reasonable explanation as to why.
Yeah.
Because they're saying VADA style testing, or they have been subjected to, or there is subject to. There's some specific wording and some specific actions going on that do nothing to kind of relieve the kind of murkiness of this. But it should be said that the official line is that there will be drugs testing related to this fight. But exactly the nature and how that's going to be going about and why it's not VADA has not really been, to my mind, sufficiently articulated by anyone.
Well, semi-related to this, and this is almost moving on to random news, right?
Right.
But the WBC, being WBC, have now started introducing VADA for their judges. So
what?
So, they've said that the importance of maintaining maximum integrity in boxing means that they have asked judges to test for drugs such as marijuana, cocaine, and methamphetamines.
Right.
So now, if you're going to be a judge at a WBC sanctioned fight, they would like you to sign up to the clean boxing program.
No, but they're not subject to they don't have to declare where they are 365 days a year and all this nonsense, surely.
No,
surely those get tested a bit before.
They have to get tested a bit before, yeah.
have you smoked crack today sort of thing. Like.
Yeah, totally. It's just weird, man. It's just WBC doing their shit, man.
It's just, they're funny, are they? I think the WBC board should be drugs tested.
Fucking get Mauricio Salomon fucking drugs tested, because that boy is fucking nuts, man. You know, I mean, right. Where's the £1,000 like in cash going for the, you know, you have to give to your WBC official? It's going on cocaine and hookers.
It'll have to be after the fight now, because you don't want to get tested beforehand.
Oh no, it's only for the judges. It's not for the people who are like actually from the WBC.
Yeah, the coordinator or the what's it, the overseer or whatever it's called.
Oh man, fucking hell.
Crazy.
I know,
We've
right?
got a bit more random news.
Yes, we do.
We talked about this a few weeks ago, where there was this 4-man like eliminator tournament for. It was supposed to be for the WBC belt, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think that's basically not happening now, because later on this month, and I don't know why I've not flagged this up sooner, your boy Teofimo Lopez is fighting fellow unbeaten prospect Masayoshi Nakatani confirmed as an IBF eliminator. So if Lopez wins, he could be taking on your boy Koma.
Yeah, that would be a banging fight, I think.
That would be a banging fight. That would be a real interesting fight. I'd be super keen to see that. And I think the only way that wouldn't happen, assuming Lopez wins, is if Comey gets a fight in the diary against Lomachenko. But then again,
you know, Luke Campbell might do it. He would have definitely done it if it was in Hull, I think, to be honest.
I think you can put it anywhere you fucking want. I'm not sure Luke Campbell's got much of a chance.
I know, he's going to get fucking destroyed, like.
I hope he doesn't. Especially if we go. I mean, on the go, and then it'd be like a first round knockout or something. You'd be like, oh man.
I know, he like quits on his stool after the third round or something.
After the first meaningful exchange. Carl Frampton, I think we've not spoken about this again, but he's back. He's going to be fighting next month.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Dominguez, kind of a bit of a comeback fight, fighting in Philadelphia, I believe. August 10th. Interesting.
To be honest, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about Carl Frampton, okay?
What's the thing about Carl Frampton?
Well, what does he need to do it? Is my question.
He doesn't need to do it. Have you seen what he puts on his Twitter? He's got a bar and everything.
No. So what the fuck? What is he doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, the money he gets paid per fight, he could buy most of Belfast.
I think he maybe has bought. Has he not bought like big chunks of like real estate? Or have I made that up?
Yeah. I imagine he probably has done. I mean, Christ, like anyone with a kind of minor wage can buy most of Belfast.
I don't know if that's true. It's definitely offensive. I don't know if that's true anymore. Is Belfast not like kind of economically kind of skyrocketed in like last little while?
Yeah, well, I don't know. They have done a lot with reducing tax on filming, so that's why you had like Game of Thrones there and stuff. But like, still, man, I mean, it's still a bit of a war zone. I mean, it's causing no end of problems for like most of Brexit. They still haven't solved the backstop, you know.
So this episode could go out. You can listen to this episode any time in the next like 2 years. That comment will still be accurate.
Yeah, 100%. Totally.
And Carl Frampton might not still be about to fight in America, but we still would have solved the backstop for Brexit. That'll still be rumbling on.
Totally.
Other random news. This is just, it annoys me how much random news there is relating to Canelo. Right, let's break this down. So, apparently, the fight between Sergey Kovalev and Anthony Yarde, it was supposed to take place, I think, either end of June or in July. It's now supposed to be scheduled in Russia, August 24th.
Yeah.
Apparently, right, apparently the Dazn executives are very keen on Canelo fighting Sergey Kovalev. Now, just for if anyone's listening that's like a very, very, very casual boxing fan, Canelo fights at middleweight, right, and has come up from, was it just super welter or welter at the start of his career to then be a middleweight? And he is very heavy set for the weight, but he's not tall. Sergey Kovalev fights at light heavyweights, so not one but two divisions higher, and he's probably 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
And at one point was the most like sort of fearsome, or one of the most feared fighters on the planet, although he's clearly in recent times declined.
Yes.
But this just, I mean, is he really going to do this?
Well,
anyway.
So like to break it down for people who don't know what the weights mean off the top of their head, right? So middleweight is 72.57 kilos or 11.5 stone in old money, right? Light heavyweight is 79.38 kilos or 12 stone 7 in old money. So what you're asking Canelo to do, and we know that he dehydrates by about 12 pounds, right?
I think more, Ryan. I think it might be more than that.
Is it closer to a stone?
I think it's at least. I think it's 15 pounds, possibly more.
So he could be he'll basically be entering the ring at what he normally walks around at, whereas Kovalev will probably dehydrate to 12.5 stone.
Yes.
So he will be absolutely fucking massive. So, like, I mean, I don't understand why you would do this. Like, unless there's something that you like. 12.5 stone, right, is like, I mean, that's what I walk around at, and I'm like a similar kind of height build to Canelo, although he is a professional athlete and I am not.
Don't put yourself down, big man.
But you know what I mean, like, you know, so
it's a stretch.
I think it's a stretch. It's a stretch.
I think so apparently. And I don't know whether this might be one of the things that Canelo is going to suffer with because he's taken this bumper deal with Dazn, and his reasoning for it was not to do with the however many hundreds of millions of dollars it netted him, but the fact that he wasn't then fighting on pay-per-view, and it meant like his fans and the country of Mexico can watch him freely without paying through the nose for it. But I think one of the penalties of that might be then that he will have had to cede some of the control over who he's fighting. The article I read was saying that basically the zone execs are keen on him either fighting Kovalev if he's not going to fight Triple G. But I mean, it is odd for Kovalev because he's such a big person. Another thing is apparently Kovalev's fight with Yarde has been agreed, so they will have to pay money to Yarde. It basically is a step aside.
Yeah.
So then it becomes even more expensive to do this. I assume Kovalev would take it. Kovalev is not the force of old. This is the thing. A prime Kovalev, the Kovalev that, like, in the first fight, in most people's eyes, should have got at least a draw, if not beating Andre Ward. That Kovalev, Canelo would not be risking fighting. But whether or not he's prepared to risk this one. But there's people want to see that. Apparently, that would be mega business. Or they want to see him fight Triple G for the trilogy fight. So, I don't know. There's a lot of chat about it. It just
sounds mental. Sounds mental.
Seem a bit. And in related news, Errol Spence Jr., who fights everyone at welter, not even at super welter, he fights at welter, is saying that he would beat Canelo. So you've got basically everyone that's not either a heavyweight or a flyweight saying they would fight and beat Canelo.
It's because they know the money's there, right? And to throw, like, just for reference points, welterweight is 66.68 kilos or 10 stone 7 in old money. So just under a stone lighter. So I mean, fuck. Look, let's Stop, everybody! Stop trying to fight fucking Canelo and fight people in their own weight division. I'll fight Canelo.
I'll fight Canelo.
Do you know what? I'm actually fighting Canelo on August 10th. It's already gone to purse bids.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Damn it! I was betrayed. My promoter betrayed me once again. Damn you, Don! Damn you!
Damn you, Don!
You told me it was in the bag. Okay, so that's the news. Everyone who's a relatively famous boxer is apparently fighting Canelo. It's going to be like a Royal Rumble. It's going to be 10 guys versus Canelo. They're all going to tag in and tag out or whatever.
Totally, the Undertaker comes back to life.
The Undertaker's fighting Canelo. Do you know who they should get to fight Canelo? Bit more recent.
Vince McMahon.
No, that'd be too easy. They should get The Rock to fight him. He's probably a bigger star than Canelo, isn't he?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm going for The Rock. I like The Rock. The Rock versus Canelo.
The Rock versus Canelo. Live on Dazn and
Live on
Sky Sports.
Oh dear.
Fucking hell. Live from Guadalajara. Right. Well, right. Andy, do you want to tell me?
This was supposed to be a short episode, Ryan. What's happened?
I know. Fucking, it's never a short episode. Right. Do you want to tell me what grinds your gears this week?
You know what really grinds my gears?
No. Mine's really quick, and to be honest, I can't even remember which news website I saw on, but it was one of the kind of like a mainstream, like either one of like the newspapers, but like online, and it was reporting about this thing about potentially Canelo fighting Kovalev, and it just casually threw in there Kovalev, who is the world's best light heavyweight. Now, everyone knows, or like anyone that knows very much and has followed what's happened recently knows that by most people's approximation, Kovalev is no longer the world's best light heavyweight. But it's not even. But the way that the publication just like threw it in there as if it was a given, as if it was a totally accepted, universally accepted thing that he's the. What they meant to say was he's the best well-known light heavyweight. That's what they meant to say. But that's not the same as saying he's the best light heavyweight, and you can't make like claims like that without any way to like saying why you're saying that. There's not a lot of justification. He's lost. He lost and then won his last two fights. So like,
I would say fucking Beterbiev or Bivol are fucking both like head and shoulders above. You know.
Yeah, I would back both of them to beat them. I certainly would. Like my favourite's Bivol. I think he's better, but and they haven't fought, so like you could say you can make a case for Kovalev, but Gvozdyk as well is obviously the other one to mention. But you can't just come out and say this casual like, oh, he's the best like that.
Yeah.
Like, well, you just can't do that. It's just like this casual shit like that the mainstream stuff sometimes does, and it's like, well, no, you can't say this stuff. You need to actually like wait and check your facts. Like, why are you saying he's the best? What are you basing that on?
It's best known. It's bullshit.
The best known. That's what they're saying. Rubbish. Utter rubbish. So that's what that kind of ground my gears a bit, to be honest. Reading that, just like throwing it casually in. Utter nonsense. Sorry.
Welcome to the world of boxing journalism. Utter nonsense.
Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Sorry, that's me. I'm done, Ryan. Now, should I be sitting down? Should I be bracing myself?
Yeah, strap yourself in.
Strap myself in to ask the question. Ryan, this week, what grinds your gears?
You know what really grinds my gears?
Right, Andy, I'm going to tell you what grinds my gears this week. And it's all because the WBC have outdone themselves this time.
Right.
And now they are saying that Canelo Alvarez is no longer their middleweight champion. He is the franchise champion of middleweight for the WBC.
I read a headline about this and decided that I couldn't. It was too despairingly awful to read, so I didn't read it. But go on.
So they've decided now that not only are they going to have their like champions, right, that win belts and shit, okay, but then they can designate for each weight division a franchise champion, okay? Mm-hmm. Right? So there are kind of 7 points to what this rule means, okay? But it's all utter shit, right? So the franchise champion is designated exclusively by appointment of the WBC Board of Governors by a majority vote, right? So they just vote him. They say, are we going to make him a franchise champion? They go, yes. Right? Done. The designation is not transferable and exclusive to the fighter who receives it. So, what that means is, if Canelo Alvarez gets beat, the person who beats him does not then become the WBC franchise champion. Mm-hmm. Right?
I'm following so far, yeah.
Right? So, also, once he retires, he will become an emeritus champion. Mm-hmm. Right? At every fight he's in, he will represent the WBC, regardless of any conditions or titles. So every fight he's in automatically becomes sanctioned by the WBC, right? I.e. fees, okay? So also, any opponent named by Canelo now, at any weight class, under any circumstances, will be challenging him as the WBC franchise champion, right? But it does not mean that they will win the belt, okay? Right? But if they beat him, they become a WBC mandatory for the person who does hold the belt. Does that make
yes.
any
Well,
right?
I'm following you. It doesn't, not to say that it makes sense.
The winner then automatically receives a diamond belt and becomes a mandatory for the division. So
what if someone else has got the diamond belt?
Well, they don't get it anymore. They just make another diamond belt. They just make another diamond belt. This is the WBC we're talking about. But because they've implemented this, it means that there's like some real shit that could happen, okay? Because the chat is also that they're looking at making Deontay Wilder a franchise champion.
I had a feeling this was gonna get wilder.
Oh, it is. Which then means that like no one can ever usurp Deontay Wilder from the WBC belt, and he won't even hold the heavyweight belt. It'll be someone else. So, for instance, it could be Dillian White, or it could be Tyson Fury, or whatever. But no one will ever usurp Deontay Wilder. Even if he gets beat, he's still the franchise champion. He doesn't lose it. What the fuck is the world that we've come to?
It's kind of like the WBC are awarding like a doctorate or something. Yeah, totally. You can never have it taken off. But that's the thing is, if you get a doctorate, you don't ever lose it, do you?
No.
So it's like being given honors.
Yeah. So, but like if Deontay Wilder moves up to franchise champion, his belt will then become vacant.
And then he can't then get it back.
Well, no, because he's permanently got a belt until he retires, and then he becomes an emeritus champion.
It just makes no sense, Ryan.
I know, man, and it drives me fucking mad. Right? It's the fucking most ridiculous shit I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
Do you know what I find ridiculous about it as well? It's like the name franchise champion. It sounds like he's like representing like McDonald's or something. Like
I know. It's becoming more and more like actual WWE wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like more absurd. Yeah.
It's more and more absurd, this shit. And like how Canelo hasn't gone, I don't want this. I want my belt. Thank you very much. Because he's been stripped of this belt now.
So
right?
So it means that they could have like an eliminator for his belt. So then you've got a franchise champion and then a champion. And if he was to beat, say, someone else, then was down the line won the WBC middleweight belt, and then Canelo fought him and beat him.
Yeah,
he would fight, but not win that belt.
Yeah.
So he could be like, oh, well, I can impose all sorts of stipulations on the fight if you want to fight me, because like I can't win that belt anyway, so I don't care. So he could do all sorts of like ridiculous shit about like if they want to fight him, then you know he could do it at like a catch weight or put like loads of like favourable clauses in the contract or whatever because he can't win the belt anyway.
Yeah.
That's just fucking ridiculous. It's just absurd. It's just
so here's the thing. So now Jamal Charlo is the WBC middleweight champion because he was. Yeah, because he was elevated from interim.
Was he?
Yeah, because of this shit.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous, but it's interesting.
Yeah, of course. It's just fucking mad, man. And this is the shit. This is WBC doing what WBC do best and just being absolute fucking cunts.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
The mind does boggle a little bit. Like I don't know where they get this stuff up. Like where does this end? Because it's only going one way. It's only this like proliferation of like belts and stuff. So it's like, do you get to a point where basically everyone has a belt of some sort?
I think so. I like. Do you know what? I think we should make a boxing unwrapped belt.
Why not?
Well, fuck it. Get some sanctioning fees for that bad boy. We could give it to William. William can have the boxing unwrapped belt.
Great idea. Great idea. Find out what weight he fights at. William, what weight do you fight at? And then we can give you for your weight division, and we can look for some other representation in the other weight divisions too.
Done. There we go. Right? That's it. We've just invented a belt. So anyway, that's what ground my gears this week because it's just shit.
Nicely done, Ryan. Nicely played.
Yeah. Well, guys, just a reminder, please make sure to leave us a review. Also, I want to give a little thanks to one of our kind of followers on Twitter, @Champs, because someone had tweeted their list of at Champs Boxing UK. Someone had tweeted them like this list of like boxing podcasts that they listen to, and they actually responded. They were like, "You should definitely try Boxing Unwrapped."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So just want to say thanks to them for being proper lads and like basically thinking of us when it comes to boxing podcasts that people should listen to because hopefully
we are numero uno.
Yeah. So Hawk1717, I hope you had a listen.
Enjoy and you're welcome.
Yeah, so anyway, like there won't really be any, we're not going to do news next week, but we've got something special for you, so don't you worry. There's something shit hot coming your way. But with that in mind, it's goodbye from me, Ryan.
And goodbye from me, Andrew.